Hi guys. I wanted to talk today about kind of the main reason that I started YouTube, which was minimalism. That's something that I've discovered like this year. Over the summer is kind of when I started, because I started to watch a lot of YouTube videos on minimalism and decluttering and the KonMari method and all that stuff that you've probably heard about if you're watching a YouTube video about minimalism. I wanted to talk about like what it has done for me, kind of spiritually and mentally, and how it's affected my life. And it has actually like come into play a lot in things besides just the clutter in my household. When I first started to declutter a bunch of stuff, I wish I'd filmed it, because I got rid of 7 boxes of random crap like trinkets and tchotchkes and whatnot, and probably 8 bags of clothing, and I've gotten rid of so much since then in smaller increments that I can't even quite add it up total. I wish I knew the exact number, because I'm sure that I would impress myself if I knew the exact number of bags and boxes of stuff that I had gotten rid of. I heard someone talking about how when you get rid of things, the memories that you attach to those things, they're still in you. You don't have to keep the physical item in order to have a memory, or a part of you still exist. And that was like a huge thing to me, because when I got rid of a lot of stuff, I started to actually feel almost fuller in the soul, because I was like, these experiences and these memories that I've attached to things are actually inside of me. I don't have to confine them into this physical object. For example, jewelry from people. Like, I didn't need to look at that jewelry to remember my connection to those people. I make jewelry, guys, so being a jeweler and just like having a family where both sides of your family, the women are like really into jewelry, and they give you jewelry for Christmas presents every year and stuff. Like, I had way too much, so I did successfully get rid of like 75% of my jewelry, and I still have a lot. Also definitely helped me move. I did a lot of this decluttering before I moved into a new apartment, so that really helped, because I got all my clothes into 3 bins, which is probably a lot still, but... And then after I moved, I got rid of more stuff, and now I'm in the middle of moving again, and I've actually been able to bring most of my room in my small car. I have made a few trips, but I'm getting there. I would almost argue that this change in my life of me moving has to do with minimalism, because I didn't get into my major, which was one of those really competitive ones at my school. Human services was what I was trying to go for. My backup was psych. I worked really hard on that application, and I think that I wrote a really good essay, but I didn't do so well in my freshman year, and so my GPA, it's been good lately, but in total it wasn't good, and I think that's ultimately what got me not into the major. I don't accept applications for the next quarter, so I would have had to wait a year to get into this major again, and maybe not even get in again. So I decided to reevaluate my life, and I was like, you know, I don't know if I even want to be here. Haven't been that happy at my school, to be honest. It is actually number 1. I looked at this on the internet the other day. On the list of the lower 48 states, cities that gets the least sunlight. It gets the least sunlight of any of those cities, and that's a problem, because I have seasonal affective disorder. No wonder I have just been hating this place. And I have a boyfriend in another town a little bit away from there, and I was making these like long drives all the time to visit him, because first of all, I want to visit him, obviously. I love this town a lot more than I love the town I was going to school in, so that kind of made it so that I was just here all the time. And when I didn't get into a major, I was like, I'm going to reevaluate this. I come from a family of divorced parents where I used to have to travel between houses all the time, and I was like, I'm kind of done with the complicated nature of that, where I have to figure out what stuff I want to have with me when I'm one place, and pack it up and lug it over there, and then take it back and like unpack it and do the same thing like so often. It's definitely not simple, and I've been doing it again as a college student. And I was like, I've always kind of wanted to look into the possibility of online school. So I found a psych major online. I started to feel the positivity of change right when I started to think about this, because I thought about it multiple times and then sort of ditched it after thinking about it for a while, because I was like, no, it can't be. Like, I come from such a traditional family, that wouldn't work. But now it's happening. You can make things happen that you want to happen now, instead of going between 2 places all the time and having one part of my life here and one part of my life here, and putting them all together into one place where I can work, live, do school, and like be around the people that I love. Minimalism like creeped into my decision making process for that, and I think that it's amazing. It's not a bad thing that something affected my decision. It's a really good thing because I've always wanted to live simply, and this will be the first time that all of my life is in one place. Another way that minimalism has helped me is that less is definitely more. People say it all the time, but it's totally true. Less is more. When I got rid of clothing, I felt like I had more to wear because I wasn't digging through all this crap every day. Like, what shirt do I want to wear? Like, I have all these shirts and none of them feel quite right. And I had those few that did feel right. Considered them too nice for me to want to wear on a regular basis. And I knew that I kind of had to get over that because clothes are meant to be worn. So I got rid of like the crappy ones that I always felt off wearing and they didn't make me feel amazing, and I kept just like those ones that I really liked, and you know, a few casual things too. I ended up feeling like there was something to wear every day and like getting myself over that fear of wearing nice clothes because I didn't want to mess them up or something. It's really silly. My clothes match better now because they got rid of like the super weird things, those novel items. Like I had a purple floral rain jacket that was cropped. It was just weird, like weird stuff that you can't pair with anything else that easily, that maybe has like one shirt you can wear with it and jeans and that's it. No more of that. Much easier to pick an outfit in the morning. And the last thing about it that I wanted to talk about, like on a more serious note, was that actually during my minimalism journey, my grandmother passed away, and she left behind the whole house. We still haven't even gone through it all, and my mom has been trying to go through it and sort of pick things that we each want to have. So I took some jewelry. I actually got rid of jewelry in its place so that I could make room for that, and have jewelry that was more special. And before, I might have felt obligated to keep a lot of those things that my grandma left behind and to like have them stay around in the family. And like I wouldn't have been able to help my mom as easily through this either because she's been, I think, sort of struggling with what to keep and get rid of, and I still have to go home and help her get rid of stuff. We all have a part of us that feels really guilty when we get rid of things that have meaning, especially when they're attached to people that are no longer here. It feels like a bad thing to do. The truth is, if you're not experiencing joy from that item, then it's 100% okay to let it go, because you're not like throwing away a part of that person when you do that. It's actually kind of the opposite. I think that through this I found we trap people we love in physical objects, and maybe when they leave Earth, you know, if you are someone that believes in the afterlife, or that they're watching over you, or you know, that they leave Earth basically and go somewhere else, it's almost like that's one more physical thing to keep that person like tied to the Earth. You know, the point of death is to completely leave Earth, so maybe we shouldn't trap people we love in these physical objects and keep their physical ties to Earth solid by having all those around. And we should remember that a person's meaning to us is 100% in here. What they left behind in everyone's minds and hearts is not a physical object. So you don't have to feel guilty for getting rid of things. And I've been telling my mom that, and hopefully it's helping her feel better about all these things that she has to go through. We don't have room for that in our lives. We don't have room to keep things around just because we feel guilty. And I promise you that those ones you love are not going to be mad at you for getting rid of those things. Alright, I'm going to do a little tiny mini vlog of getting rid of some things because I felt like getting rid of things today. So, we're going to do it. Okay, I tried to film this and then it got all deleted somehow. So I already kind of did the declutter, unfortunately. So now I'm just going to film it again and explain what I got rid of and why. I decided to get rid of this rain shell jacket thing because I have 3 of them, and there's not even really a good season to wear those where I live because it's really, really cold most of the year except for like the end of spring and summer. So you have to wear this when it's raining a lot but not really that cold, and that's not very frequent here, and I don't need 3 of them. And this one is also for little kids. You can see it's like a size XL in kids. So it's not really built for like a adult figure, so it doesn't look very flattering on me, and I feel kind of silly when I wear it. So yeah, and then I brought a pair of sweatpants here that is a lot more flattering and cute and more like a legging style. So now I don't really need these ugly like guy sweatpants that I've just kind of had forever. So I'm going to get rid of those. Alright, my camera died. So terrible lighting is what we'll get because it gets dark really early right now. I think I left off at this shirt. I'm getting rid of this because the sleeves are awkwardly short, so it ends up looking like a cap sleeve, and I just really don't like that because it makes my arms look bigger than they are, so getting rid of that. This is from my university that I'm leaving, so I'm not really too fond of like this sweatshirt because it's navy blue, and I already have a red one, which is right there, and I like that better. And I also have this like gray sweatshirt tucked in there that I wear every day, so I don't really need this one. And to be honest, I don't care about like having memorabilia from that university because I didn't have like the greatest experience there. So I know the other people did maybe, but not me. So I'm gonna get rid of this. And then there's this pair of jeans, which they're really nice. I've had them for a long time. They're the brand 7, but they're really kind of worn out, as you can see. In some places, they're on the butt. They're all like light and faded. They're also awkwardly low-rise, and I really don't like low-rise jeans. Like, I really just don't like that. It doesn't spark joy for me. It makes me feel like not attractive when I wear them. So the legs are too wide, they're too long. Getting rid of those. Also got rid of a pair of rain boots because I already have those red hunters, so I don't need those. And I also have another pair of short ones, so long and short is enough here. It rains a lot, but I only need 2 pairs. I mean, I probably only need 1, to be honest. So here's the completely like disorderly review of how much stuff I've gotten rid of this month. So yeah. Thanks for watching my second YouTube video, guys. See you later.